what the difference is. Well, basically this is one of the cars which was made by the manufacturers of an original batch of 200 is what they had to make for the World Championship rallying. Very sophisticated motor cars and very, very effective. As you can see in the front of this one, we've got the radiator, we've got the cooling fans and oil tanks, the balance bar for the adjustable braking. If we go to the back of the car, then we'll see the main difference. What you've got in the back is a purpose-built racing engine. It's V6, this one is 3 litres, and they vary as high as, say, Steve Palmer's, which I believe is up to 3.9 litres. They give about 480 brake horsepower, which with tremendous response. That is the advantage. You've got loads of torque, tremendous response. They were built to slightly different regulations to the other cars, which they run at homologation in about a year's time. But as you can see, the complete last half of the car is all engine and transmission. Again, it's 4-wheel drive, very, very sophisticated little motor car.
The Group B supercars, having been outlawed from rallying, have now completed their time in Rallycross. And from 1993 onwards, the class will be for cars which are based on Group A production shells. In their time, though, they've given plenty of entertainment. Witness this battle at Lyddon between the 1990 British champion Steve Palmer and Rob Gibson, with whom we ride.
Gibson away, but there was a warm-up for this race and he didn't go out for it. Strange as it may seem, Rob was sitting on pole, which, as we've said, is not the best place to be at Lyddon Hill, and that shows because the man who went onto the outside of the front row is the one who's come away in the lead, and the centre position man is in second place. That is Gary Baker. So the front row of the grid again showing reverse positions for the drivers, and once again we can see that pole position at Lyddon has not been good to Rob Gibson, but as I said, he didn't go out for the warm-up. The race was hesitated. We held back a bit because Peter Harold was in trouble with that beetle. The fan belt had come off and they held the start of the race so long that the tyre warmers work was overcome, the tyres went cold, so they gave the drivers a warm-up lap and Rob Gibson didn't go out for it. But let's see what he can do, because it looks to me as though he has moved now into second place. Yes, Gibbo up in full flight into second place, and there we can see the gap between him and Steve Palmer as they come away down into Chesson. So Steve Palmer, former Lyddon champion, the British champion of 1990, the Sherwood's British Open Division 2 champion of 1990, really being hounded now by Rob Gibson. And if there's a big entertainer in British Rallycross, it's just got to be Rob Gibson. This guy never knows when to stop trying. He really is a great little character, very determined character. He's got a lot of fans all over the UK and across Europe, and none bigger, of course, than his wife Shirley. And he nearly gets through there, because you can see from our onboard camera that Stephen Palmer got very, very sideways and Gibson nearly did it. Gibson having a real go now, and Rob Gibson really hounding the British champion Stephen Palmer. But Stephen it is, leading them away. Rob Gibson in second place. They come past Mabs Bank through the chicane onto the tarmac, and Gibbo looking for the inside, and this is where he's going to do it. Can Rob Gibson get through on the inside? No, Stephen Palmer, a very sideways Stephen Palmer, still holds an advantage. Gibbo takes a much tighter line through Chesson, drifts out wide on the exit of it, but Stephen Palmer moves over, closes the door, just as Rob Gibson has done to so many of his rivals in the past. And Stephen, of course, a motocross rider who may be using different lines around this track to try and throw Rob Gibson off scent. If a driver sticks to the same line all the time, another driver can follow him closely and then try and make his decision as to where to overtake. But if the driver in front has all manner of different lines in and out of the corners, then of course you just can't predict what he's going to do, and it makes overtaking all the more difficult. Sideways onto the loose, round Paddock Bend they come, and Gibbo closing once again on Stephen Palmer, and this is where he's going to have another go. He goes over the curbs and he surely is through. No, he's not. Oh, I'm sure he'd nearly got through there, but he gets a little bit too crossed up, and it was Stephen Palmer who got it back again. This is tremendous stuff, and it is Stephen Palmer really being made to fight all the way here, and Rob Gibson giving his all, and as they go to the flag, it is Stephen Palmer just getting it.